Welcome once again to our Rockstar VA We'll talk about Awesome. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. And again, welcome to our The Rockstar VA Show. And for tonight, we are already in our 14th episode. Wow, parang kailan lang when we started, this podcast. It was just, within my idea, I didn't even imagine that we would be as consistent as we are. But here it is. Like we just wanted to share and give value to people because we've seen a lot of people that has been tuning in na regularly no with our show. So thank you so much by the way for supporting this show. And I know for those people who are new, hello, good evening. By the way, again, welcome to the Rockstar VA Show. I am Ken and I am the founder and the CEO of the Profile Academy, the Profile, the mother company of the Profile Academy. So with that, again, as always in every episode, we are actually inviting guests. And for tonight, I am just so excited with the guest that we have invited because this person is actually as I was contemplating this is I believe the first time that I'll be interviewing someone that the profile isn't her first VA experience. But then again, right now she has been with us and not just a regular or not just an expert in the company, but even part of our core team. So I am so excited, no? So dili na ko magpalangay-langay pa. I'm so excited to welcome our guest speaker for tonight. We have Andrea De Leon.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Hi, Miss Ken.
Hello!
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I am so excited. Maski ka ng nakulbaan mi ako. To be honest, like nagkurog-kurog ko karon pero for the go. Laban.
Thank you, Dre, and honoring you and acknowledging you for really saying yes to this. Matingala ko kayo lang, uy, bakulbaan dyan na to, mga guest ka ko, di nga na maka, chika-chika ka man gini nga to, But siguro, no, because there are millions of people watching us tonight. There are 12 million people actually at the moment watching us. So, hello guys. Good evening. And again, this show would really gonna be about real stories. And for tonight, no, walay alain pa, we will gonna be diving deep towards Andrea's story. So, dili na ko maglangay-langay, Dre. I'd love to ask you, like, what I've mentioned a while ago, that the profile isn't your first company in the VA space. But before we dive deep, nga nung naabot ka sa TP, is I wanted to ask, can you share us a little background about what led you to this industry?
Right. So thank you for that, Miss Ken. Actually, I had been working in the government previously on my prior to my VA role. I have been working as a government employee for 2.5 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So when pandemic hit around 2019, just like many other people, I was actually in the middle and I found myself like I want to reevaluate my career and work-life balance. Like
Mm.
what do you call this? I was actually thinking in advance if like worst case scenario since it's pandemic and being a mom of two, I know I needed more flexibility.
Mhm.
So I come into conclusions. I come up with a lot of ideas actually like asking my networks if is it really worth it to give it a try to be a VA? Like is
Nice.
it possible like to work from home na sa una murag lahi ra mo ng perception if you're working online murag kuan pa siya home base pa ang tawag ato na time.
Yes.
Di pa VA. So yeah, with that being said, the virtual assistant role seems to be the perfect fit for me since na-prove na ko na it offers the balance I was seeking while still allowing
Mm.
to use the skills that I honed on my government work experience over the years that it really works like in a new and more remote setting. It really works and it yeah, it's it still amazes me up to this very day na, hala, VA na date ko, ana.
Wow, I love this story. No, actually, it surprises me because a lot of you that I've interviewed already actually came from a government entity. So because a lot of people, 'di ba, kapag ka nakapasok na sa government office, parang it's a stable job and you don't want to get out of it kay
Yeah.
there's stability and everything. But you guys were like, I think if not three, four people that I've already interviewed in our past episodes that came from a government office really decided to venture out. So, sige, Drake, I know there are also a lot of people listening to us right now that probably has this hesitation sad, is this gonna be fit for my skill set, or is this gonna be fit for like the current job that I have? If not a replacement, probably an additional income they are considering. So siguro, if we have like viewers right now watching who can totally relate to where you came from, like before you transition to a VA, were there any skill set that you have as a government employee in your previous job that help you prepare for the VA career?
I would say 100% yes, because basically I've been in the admin side on working in the
Mm.
government, and
Mm.
I think I used to manage multiple tasks, like multiple tasks jud na kanang work under pressure, na
Mm.
kinahanglan mo organize. You have to be organized and be presentable even though you are under pressure. Marag lisod kay siya isipon. And I think that really that those skills actually translated well into my VA role, where
Mm.
of course attention to detail, communication, and
Yeah.
time management are really the key. So yes, with that being said as well, I was accustomed like handling sensitive informations, like
Mm.
I also do collaboration with other departments when it comes to like
Mm.
document sorting,
Yeah.
communication letters.
Yeah.
And I think that somehow helped me to easily adapt to supporting a variety of clients in the VA space. So
I
yeah.
love the word variety of clients,
Variety,
no?
variety talaga.
Iba-ibang industry, iba-ibang lahi, iba-ibang
Nationality,
yes,
attitude,
iba-ibang
culture, name it.
you have it all. I
Yeah.
love that, Trey, because I think a lot of people also are hesitant to jump into this space, especially when they read, let's just say the job description. Especially you are the one who's handling right now the recruitment of the profile, diba? So there are a lot of people might be hesitant because they think that this industry is far from probably what their cores are or what are their current roles are, so they are hesitant. But I love it when you've mentioned na actually 100% it's you can totally um how they say that you can totally embody
Yeah.
the roles that you have previously here, and it's just that it's online.
Yeah,
All
it's
right, and then
virtual.
of
It's
course,
different.
yeah, and of course there's like specific tools probably that you
Yep.
might haven't encountered before, because especially government here in the Philippines medyo manual, 'di ba? So
Exactly, we said. Yeah.
paperwork and everything. But of course in the VA space, especially if your client is really invested into tools, actually mas mapadali pa siya.
True.
'Di ba? Tama ba? So before we proceed to the next question, Day, I'm loving it. I love what I'm hearing so far. Let's read some of the some of the feedback that we have in our live session. Ayan. Hello to our ever nagid ni pastar si Michael. Let's go. Ayan. So from
Ever
Ranshan, isa sa
supportive.
mga haligi ng tahanan ng TP.
Uy!
Ah! Go, 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 Miss Andrea. For sure, a lot of our TP members are really grateful to Andrea. Pero later na tamo dive deep ana sa imuhang role sa TP karon, Jay, no? Bigatin man gud daw ang host maong makulbaan. Ay, hala!
True.
Bigatin, muragaan, kay pating gamaya man. Ayan, so ang nagano ato si Juna na ato ang last na guest speaker. Pwede magsariling segment si Andrea Luis, Miss Ken from D.
Uy,
Diba? Why
correct.
not?
Hi,
Diba? So,
moms!
I'm sure that she would be excited to learn more from you. So sige lang, relax lang mo guys kay later on nami i-plug na amo ang ginaluto karon that we are very, very, very excited to announce. But later on pa na siya. All right. So if you are also listening to us right now na nakarelate sad kay Andrea, or you're also a previous if not government employee, you're in an office setup and you wanted to venture out into this space, type me in the comments section. Ayan. So, ayan. Let's proceed to the next question, Dre. So, what challenges naman did you face in making the shift from a structured government role to a more flexible role in the virtual space?
Challenges. Okay. Challenges. Challenging pa siya i-answer. Okay. So yeah, the biggest challenge was definitely, I would say, the shift from a very structured environment to the more independent and self-driven world of virtual assistant, because you cannot rely someone, let's say there would be tasks like there's no clear instructions at all or everything. You cannot just go inside your boss's room to, to ask him or her what would be exactly are you going to do. But yeah, that's definitely the biggest challenge for me. Because in the
Mm,
government, Miss Ken, there was
mm,
a clear hierarchy and process for everything.
mm,
While being in the VA side, I know I have to be more proactive, flexible, adaptable, and
mm,
I also had to figure out like how to manage my time effectively
yeah.
without the set routines and work structure that I used to. Because imagine 2 years, so basically I've been familiar on everything, the whole
Yes.
process, the
Mm,
paperworks. Then it
mm-hmm.
shifted into something like only laptop. I only have my laptop and my computer with me, so
Yeah.
it's really a big shift and a
Mm.
big challenge for me.
Mm. So how are you able to cope up? Now, given that that is like two different worlds when it comes to like the setting.
Maybe I was thinking of my whys. Of course, most and foremost, my family. Like
Mm.
I have to juggle everything
Yeah.
as a superwoman, as a career
Mm.
woman, and as
You
a jill
are.
of all trades. So I would
Mm.
say that there is hugot when it comes to that. Like I have to learn, I have to adapt, I have to be present, I
Yeah.
have to be effective as well.
Mm. Yeah, thank you so much for that, Dre, no? Before I proceed, no, to the conversation, I would love to read some feedback, some comment around here because na mga tao na nakarelate. And this is
As a
actually
mom,
the purpose. Yes, this is actually the purpose of why we have this, this Rockstar VA show every Tuesdays, because we want you to hear real stories of real people who are experiencing or thriving in the industry, so that you would have like real expectations as well.
yeah.
Because a lot of people right now, because this is so common these days, like you even have probably known a lot of people working from home as a VA, this and that, and sometimes you get to have this misconceptions of what the industry is. So this is what we are here for, to give you a
Yeah.
realistic expectation of what really is this industry based on our experiences. Syempre, iba-iba naman, di ba? So, here may
Yes.
nag-comment, sign na ba ni? Sign na ni siya, ma'am. Kaya nga nung
This
nakadiri.
is really is it.
Actually, this is my advice ha, for those people who just wanted to, probably you're in a space right now, if you wanted to try out, I would not advise for you to resign on your current role at the moment.
Yeah.
Because one thing that is realistic in this industry is, yes po, when you are starting, dili pa siya nga naka-stable. Especially when you are starting.
Yeah.
Because, you still have to um, do
Adjust.
experiments as to how are you going to gain clients. Tama ba, Dre, di ba? Based on your
Yes.
experiences. So we will dive deep towards that later on. Na nag-comment dali government employee po ang doing outsource but di pa kami nire-replyan ng client until now. Nakakatakot talaga pero laban pa rin. Small steps. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and for sharing that, Miss Ferry, no? And that's really normal. Like, um, one of my coaches always tells us that do not confuse what industry you are in. And this is not like the usual office setup that, there's like some sort of like, though wala man dyan stability actually. No, the pandemic really proves us that there's really no stable job, right? Like for example, if you are working in Marco Polo, 'di ba, who would have thought like that is one of the five-star hotels here. Five-star ba siya? Not
Exactly.
sure, but this is one of the like, great hotels here in Davao before. But during the pandemic, nag-close sila. So 'di ba, there's really no such thing as stability. But that's our advocacy. This time is how are we going to give like more stable opportunities with our structure.
Yeah.
But later, lagi na mo na i-check. I know excited sad kayo si
Later.
Andrea. Excited that sad kayo si Andrea for that. But Miss Ferry, I would love to tell you that I honor and acknowledge you for really doing that small steps. Sabi pa nga nila, di ba, that when you go over with interviews and applications, if hindi ka nakukuha, it's not a failure at all because you're learning. You just make them as your practice ground for your premium client. And
Yeah.
with that, sige, I would love to ask you, Dre, what are your experiences naman during like your first years in the space na parang in and out ang kliyente, this and that. So go ahead.
First year in the space. I would really I can really say na it's not always rainbows and butterflies if Maroon 5 if different songs sa Maroon 5. It's actually challenging and it's really up to you how determined you are to
Mm-hmm.
to reach that goal of yours. Because during my first year, I did attend some trainings, online trainings, but the rest of it, like to be honest, I did interviews that are like trial and error
Yeah.
practice. I mean,
Yeah.
during interviews, as long as I showed up, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good plus for me, good point for me.
Yeah.
Even though I won't be hired or they won't hire me for a certain position, at
Yeah.
least I tried because
Love
for
that.
the next interview, I can really definitely get some ideas that this is how the way I should present myself, I should speak, I
Yes.
should talk, and I deliver myself in a somehow like boosting of my confidence as well. So it's really not that bad at all to just show up in every interviews because that would be your stepping stone or it would I would say like a training ground for you on this reality of this virtual world.
Yeah, I love that. That even if you screwed up, people won't
Yes.
remember you. Those clients won't even remember your name or your face after the interview. So, therefore, do not take that as a failure at all. Not at all. Because,
True.
as what Andrea said, that even if um she wouldn't be able to get the job, but the fact that she would have an idea the next time how to answer questions or whether questions will be asked by the clients, at least you have like that's already a gem.
Training
All
ground.
right, yeah, that's already like a training ground. I love it, Trey, when you've mentioned Bana. You've also enrolled in a like course, and then as you've mentioned that, yeah, it helped you, but the real training ground or the real score is when you really apply for, you apply for a real job. Because eto kasi, minsan nag-expect ang mga tao, especially us, how we are, of course, promoting our very own course. We also provide online course for clients. Kasi before, I give it for free, live pa and so on, but I don't have that much time anymore. So, I focus more on client acquisition and managing, the totality of the business. So that's why we've created the online course. And minsan, parang people would gonna tell us or question us, is there any guarantee? And I always tell them straight in front of their face that the only way, like, I'm pretty much confident with how we've created the modules. I'm pretty much confident with my teaching style and with my, teaching capability. Like, um, I can really share, I can really share the knowledge that I have to other people because by core, like ever since, even if wala ko nakagraduate as a teacher, I've always loved to teach, no. So I'm pretty confident about that, but I always throw up the question to them, like the only way for this course to not work is if you don't show up, is if you don't execute. So how much would you be willing to show up and make sure that you apply everything that you've learned from our course. And ganahan ko na naingon ka, you are also like a product of a course for yourself. So yeah, can you walk us through, Dre? Like, ikaw personally, when you enrolled, what are the expectations? After you finish the course, what is the reality around that? And I'm medyo curious, sad ko.
Yes, since I am a proud TPA graduate, prior to that, yes, during my first year of being a virtual assistant, for free pa ganito, gilibre ko sa akong pinsan sa kato na training. And I was really expecting, like, I am super hyped na after this, okay, after this course, I can be a VA, I can land a client. But
Mm.
unfortunately, and siguro niingon si God na I hate to break the momentum, but wait lang, you're still not
Yes.
there, wait lang.
Yes.
Like, muto pud
Love
ko
that.
Miss, na everything that's worth it, worth having would somehow take time. If it's really for
Wow.
you, it would really be for you
That's
sooner or
beautiful.
later.
Mm.
And also with the during my first year as well, like on a daily basis, I have a goal of submitting 10 applications. Like even after even after how many years I still have client, let's say I'm juggling multiple clients before, and
Mhm.
my work time is not that flexible,
Mm.
unlike right
Mm.
now. I
Mhm.
can honestly say that I am submitting 10 applications per day.
Grabe 'no?
Promise Jud, maka-testify jud ako ang husband ana na,
Na
"Grabe naman imong mga application, kanang murag unsa naman na, magkabuang kog interview, promise. Magkabuang kog show up sa interview, mabisi na kog interview, but
mm.
I'm really, really thankful for that experience because
Mhm.
experience is, of course, the best teacher."
Mm.
And yes, that's it.
That's really lovely, no? What we are still in the actually first three questions, but I'm really getting a lot of wisdom from you, Dre. I love it when you've mentioned that, parang kumbaga si God ba, ningon na, uy, wait lang sa. Because sometimes when success is that easy, I don't think that, we would be that also murag proud na nakuha na to siya kung nga na lang pud siya ka-easy. But lahi ra gyud siya. So when you mentioned ba that anything that is worthwhile or worth having really takes a lot
Yes,
of patience. Um Definitely that's a gem. I think, when you think of success na ingana siya ka easy road, again, you won't appreciate that compared to like na jud siya, like you've mentioned, no, you've applied 10 applications per day, showing up all the time, dili pa jud na tanan masulod, hindi majunon po nimo kung
yes,
makuha nimo siya tanan, di ba? Grabe ka chaotic na schedule, but it's your dojo, like it's your training ground, and all you just have to do is just to show up. Napay mga comment lagi sa basahon sa nato ka medyo busy ang ato ang
where to
ano
go.
for the go kay. By the way, guys, if you have also questions that you wanted us to actually talk about or topic that you want us to talk about, go ahead while it's free. Because the way we coach people, we are paid too. So that's why kung free pa siya, take this opportunity right now that
Grab
you can
grab
ask
the
us.
perk, guys.
Yes, question. So go, 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 Miss Andrea. Ang hirap ng full-time day job in PH. Very demanding, and the salary is hand to mouth lang talaga. Kaya hanap talaga ng way like outsourcing, bahala na dili sure og legit jud ni si client. It's the learned skills and experience that matter. Sana mag-reply na si boss. Yeah. And sad, no? But that's the reality. Like, I think Juna, when we also had a conversation during our last episode, no, she was also a government employee before, and I think the number one reason good niya na marag nangita jud siya og other source of income is because of the pay. Like, whether we like it or not, of course, we wanted to give value through the through the work that we've given, but we
Yeah.
cannot deny that we also need to earn for our family. And that's the reason why we're working. That's the reality. And sometimes makasad because pressure is really like almost the same, but the income is really quite different. Huge different pagani. So, sige lang, Ma'am Ferry. Siguro, by the way, as far as what I'm getting from your comment ha, is the context is nag-start na ka og work and then wala pa ka reply sa imong client. That's also one of like the challenges, I think. in the space. Because especially if you are the one who's really getting your own
Right.
personal clients, naadyo yung mga scammers and naadyo siya guys. So that's why my advice no is just as a start, do like weekly, like demand for like probably a weekly kung directly ka sa kliyente ha, weekly fee, or if kung mo man jud gani siya na 1 month fee, if after a month wala na kanya bayari, go na.
Flag.
Tumakbo ka na po
Total
because
red flag, girl.
okay, naka-experience ka na, Dre?
Blessed lang ko, Miss Ken. I've never experienced na ma-scam o
Wow.
promise. In my
Wow,
4 years of experience, never in my entire life na na-scam ko o client.
that's actually parang praise the Lord jud
Yes.
kaayo because a lot of people actually, even agencies ha ourselves, like
Yeah.
naa mga clients, and guys, mind you, not only 6 digits ang loss sa company, but the beauty of that is I think very secured pud sa amo ang VA side because we really pay them. Because my value in life is bahalag ako ilagon, di lang ako mangilad. Kay unsa naman ang kwarta, makita naman na, but your integrity, that your dignity, that's something that you need to protect, no? And yeah, so daghan ubay jud kaayo ang mga sama kayo ang ato ang comment section, so basig diri na ta mangita og check ka nato, Dre. Alright.
For
So
the
don't,
go.
yes, don't wait for someday. Your future starts now. Pak, 'di ba? Take, 'di ba? Enroll na lagi daw mo.
Ah,
Ayan,
ikaw na
client.
yan.
Yes, from BD Noel na, client come
Correct.
and go, but laban lang. Yeah,
Yes.
as I've mentioned a while back, don't confuse what industry you're in. If you join this VA industry, this freelance industry, you have to expect that there's really like you don't have employer-employee relationship with your
Yes.
clients. Like you are outsourced. And that's also one thing that they wanted to outsource things because they don't have like that huge commitment compared to actually hiring people internally or. So that's the reality. That's why you have to have strategies in place, which we will be teaching our students. Excited na dyan kay ko i-promote pero later on na lang. So that's why the profile source, may pa-heart si Mecca.
Correct.
Alrighty. So with that, Dre, ayan, napakadami nating check for today's video. Na-mention ni mo kaganina, ganahan ko ani, na-mention ni mo, 'di ba? Always na to highlight, and in fact, that's the highlight of this episode about the flexibility. And I think one thing that you've mentioned a while ago is your biggest why, which is, of course, as a mom,
Yes.
that's your biggest why. So, how did you manage to balance being a full-time mom and a starting VA career? And what strategies have helped you maintain that balance?
Okay. For that, to be honest, there's no coaching, there's no masterclass, or even there's no manual for that one. That's the reality. And it took me some time. Like it took me a lot of trial and error to find the right balance for that one, Miss Ken.
Mm,
What I did was I set clear boundaries with my work hours, and of course
nice.
I created a space for me at home where I can work, I can focus. And
Love that.
I think it really pays to have a solid routine in place for both work and family time.
Nice.
That's been like a very huge help when you know how to balance things. I mean, on the first part of that one, on the while starting, of course you cannot do that one since everything would be, I mean, reality speaking, it would be chaotic.
Learning. Yes.
Yes, especially if you're a mom, like, oh my God. Yun. Basta lang yun. And then, I think, uh, addition for that one would be time blocking. I set my expectations with my client. Like, I really,
Mm.
if before, maulo jud ko. Yes lang nang yes jud ko sa client. Na kanang,
Mm.
hey, Andrea, can you do this one? Ana, can you able to do this one? Wait lang, sana mo urasa. And there's really a point of my VA life that naka-feel jud ko burnt out. Kay
Mm.
imagine like a breastfeeding mom, unya, ing-ani pa akong schedule, graveyard shift. Hoy, nawala na jud si Andrea, namayat. So Otto, yeah, going back, like yes, time blocking, setting expectation with my clients, and this is really the game changer. Having open communication with my family, like about my schedule. And I
Mm.
am really blessed to have a very supportive village. Most and
Mm.
foremost, my husband was really been
Ah.
supportive with me since day one, like equipment, schedule, kaon. You know ko kaon, hungitan ko niya pag mag-meeting eh. Sana all.
Disney
So yes,
princess.
yes, Disney Princess and of course my family na if ever na mga urgent kuan bilin ang mga knick-knack dito na
Yeah.
side, my in-laws, my friends na my other mom friends, my mom
Yeah.
tribe.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're very supportive. They are very understandable when I shifted into this career. And
Mm.
yes, it really allows me to stay on track, like while being, of course, we all wanted this one as a mom to be a present parent to them.
Yeah. Ah, that's so lovely. Actually, nag-react gyud diri si kaya ako isa pud sa to ang mga nailhan jud no na grabe pud kay ka hands-on mom is si Febby. Siya go mom.
Yes.
Mighty proud of you since day one.
Ah,
So,
thank you,
actually
Ate Feby.
a lot of us is a lot of us are moms in the space, 'di ba? And I think that's also the reason why we jump into this industry because we can work and at the same time as what you've mentioned, be present.
Yes.
But I also love it when you are so honest and really telling that it's really not an easy road to take. Like working and being a mom at the same time, breastfeed mom until now. Woo, kaway kaway.
Padade ma'am.
Yes, mga padade moms out there, pa-shout out naman. So, 'di ba kanang yeah, there's really no manual at all. And I think one thing as well, like sabi nga nila, 'di ba, there's no such thing daw as time management because you cannot manage time daw because we all have 24 hours, but it's about self-management.
Yes.
And ganahan kay ko sa imuhang mga na-mention Rain about time blocking, about like setting boundaries. This is also important, like really having open communication with the client because honestly, they are the ones that are most understanding people. Rarely would you find clients that would really grab most of the time because most of them are also family oriented. Like
Yes.
siguro based on my experience, like
Same here.
two out of 10 are the ones yun na marag would really gonna demand so much of your time and so on. And if you've already grown in the business and you've already like have that experience already, you let them go. Diba? Kay if
Yeah.
it's not already supporting your mental health and what is your at the end of the day, it's always about what's your why. Diba? And it's about like of course giving it's for your family. So if makuha na pud kag too much time for your family, I don't think it would make sense at all sad. And that's why we are always an advocate of like really work and
Work-life
life
balance.
balance, the
Yeah.
buzz of flexibility really being present because I myself is always kanang an advocate of productivity, an advocate of really living life in abundance in all areas. So, which means that should be like you being present to everything, and plus the support system that you mentioned, Reno. It's very very important. Good that you have the right support system, and yeah, with that, no. Can you describe naman, Jay, like how working remotely has changed your life, like on a personal level? So how has it allowed you to become more involved in your family's life? Speaking of family.
Yes. Okay. So I would really say that working remotely has given me so much more flexibility, just like any other, let's like everybody here. If I'm going to, expand that one, everybody here in the crowd, like we all love flexibility. Like kinsa ko'y gusto na kanang mandaran ka na ani ana limited
Yeah.
at time. I mean, everybody loves that flexibility. And as for me, I can be home with my children. I can do everything, like take care of the household needs without
Mm.
having to commute or worry na,
Mm-hmm.
"Uy, malate na ko, wait lang wala ako release, manghilay pa ko, ana-ana and everything."
Dili
And
bahala atong kilay
yeah,
maglutaw-lutaw.
salamat Zoom, 'di ba? Oh, and then this is actually the highlight of my answer for today's video. Never missed out any important family moments anymore
Ah.
when I shifted,
Mm.
to working remotely.
Wow.
I've been able to attend school events, manage
Mm.
doctor appointments if ever there would be, my kids would be sick.
Mm.
It's just like a mere fact that I am present overall. I can be a mom, I can be a wife, I can be a
Mm.
daughter, I can be a cousin, I can be a barangay captain, whatever. So yes, it's given me like the ability to prioritize my family while I am building my career.
Ah, that's so lovely. And I think that's what, like, I had a recent post about freedom. And, there's like misconception when it comes to freedom because people think that freedom is not doing anything at all. For me,
Yes.
that's not what my freedom looks like. For me, freedom is like doing the things that you love with the people that you love and the place that you love.
Yes.
Parang, 'di ba? Parang like you have the choice, like freedom to choose whatever would you do, and at the same time, like, siguro I love it when you mentioned ba that being present in your children's milestone. And muta akong always jud nako na murag gina-highlight na actually
Yeah.
bonus na lang jud kaayo na maka-earn jud ka og a lot kay naman jud kwarta ani na industry. Tinuod man jud na siya na jud kwarta ani na industry, and bonus na lang jud na kaayo, bonus na kaayo that you have like network international,
Yes.
bonus na kaayo na you work from home. Ang pinaka murag for me, pinaka-highlight jud is that I never ever miss a milestone sa akong anak. Like I have a 2-year-old child, and kana gid akong pasalamat because 'di ba people na gani ko kay Denmark na wala lang kita ka-experience nun na kanang, hala dakuan na ni aya, feeling ako taas kaayo ang yang kanang 'di ba daw yun sila na kanang mukalit lang daw kada ko ang bata. Wala gid namo na feel because we know that we are always present every day,
Yes.
every milestone na naa siya. And as a mom, I know na mo jud na ang imuhang warag kanang pinaka as what you've mentioned, the reason nga nung ni-jump ka ani nga na space is because that's the first reason. And then
Yeah.
i-follow na lang ang 'di ba, ang mga bagay-bagay.
Yeah.
So Dre, with that, no murag kumbaga kung benefits bisan pag magbuntag ta og hisgot about the benefits of like this career, this industry, daghan jud siya. So with that, Jay, for the people who are watching us right now, if you could offer an advice for someone who's actually considering, still thinking twice, still, skeptical, probably, or yeah, still kumbaga, duha pa gid sila, ani nga space. Like, if you could give them an advice, especially to someone who wanted to balance their family responsibilities, like, what's your greatest advice, especially moms out there?
Yes. For this answer, I won't think twice. I would immediately say, go for it. Yes. But there's a fine line between that go for it. Don't
Mm,
expect it to be easy at first
yeah.
because it would really be hard. I mean, we all have different, what do you call this, timeline in our life.
Yeah.
So it really also pays to set realistic expectations. Yeah.
Mm,
And start this one by setting clear boundaries, and
mm,
it's really important. I would gonna stress this out again that it's really important to have a strong support system, Miss Ken. Like whether
mm,
it's your partner, it's your husband, your family member, your
mhm,
friends,
mhm.
just to help balance everything.
Yeah,
Because wala pug ka og kanang imuha na tanan ana. Like start small,
I agree.
and you would definitely learn as you go. I
Yep,
mean, dili man tatanan nag-start na expert dayon on that exact field. Of course, every day is a learning process.
yep,
Even if you're a VA, you're a government employee or
yep.
whatsoever, as long as you are human, every day would be a learning process. And learning never stops, only if you die. And
Yeah.
remember that it's really, really okay to ask help. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I think thank you for highlighting that, Ray. And I think, a lot of like people right now jumping into the space who are burnt out or really, stressed out and really parang murag na-down sila ani na industry because they don't have like the right community. And I guess with what you just highlighted a while ago, how does it help you good having or being in the right community? When it comes to like especially with the workmates kay I think importante jud na jud kay support system from your family, but of course no, whether we like it or not, always pud nato ma-engage atong mga ka-workmates, atong ka-team, atong clients. So how is it very important for your mental health overall?
Okay, with my overall experience, I would really say that honestly, walay bias, I am in the right community and I am with the right people right now. Okay, before I would experience yes, burnt out because na jud clients, dili jud malikaya na yes, takog pay si client pero katupod siya na client kay demanding, not considerate. I'm not saying all clients are like that, but I'm just so blessed to be in this community and group right now. There's really a purpose why I am here and why I am speaking in front of my 20 million viewers. So yeah, it really pays to, choose or be in the community or in the right people around you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ray. And I think, as I think what I've mentioned a while back na this is my first time to be interviewing, I think, someone na wala jud nagikan gani sa TP. So you have already experience I like working with direct clients and other agencies as well, and even mag-coach na ganyan ta ka sa other agency, 'di ba? But what curious lang ko, this is like my personal question, no? Like what made you stay or what made you choose the profile to be specific?
It's the culture and the values that we do have. Like, maski pagpila ko ka months, walay client with TP. I mean, I know that this community or this group is, I mean, I belong to this family and in this group. Or, yeah, I would
Mm.
consider that one as a family, term ako family.
Yeah.
Because yes, pila ko ka months, like, to be honest, ang client nako with TP is come and go. Wala ko
Yeah.
ingon na long term kayo kay basta. Ana good. Ana good. I mean, yeah, that's the reality of
Yes.
us and our industry. And
Mm.
I just to for everybody to know that yeah, being in this company or in this family that has this kind of culture,
Mhm.
I would really say that it's really worth it to stay. And I wouldn't trade this family or this group into any other support groups that I have. If
Wow.
ever there would be other groups na moabot pa. But I mean I'm sticking to this core. I'm sticking to this family right now.
Ah, thank you for that, Ray. Ganahan ko when you mentioned like, by the way, napaka-dreamer, nag-freeze ka. Ayan,
I'm
napala.
sorry.
Ayan. So, ganahan ko when you mentioned about family because that is how we really treat everyone. And that's why, gani, diba? For actually, if I would be very honest with you guys, for the past few years, there was even like a struggle, like even us as an agency, that usually struggle when it comes to client acquisition, when it comes to client retention, because as what I've mentioned, clients do come and go. But I'm so, so, so blessed with also like the wisdom given to us by the Lord and also the core team that I have, which actually includes Andrea na gitagaan jud mi niya og pamaagi on how like actually we're just starting, guys. We're just starting. So excited ko kay if you've heard like, people already thriving in the space from our previous episodes. People who are really blessed to have their clients with TP or to be part of the TP. Actually, we're just starting. There's excitement. There's really an exciting thing that we are still cooking at this point in time and will be launched very very soon. So before na siya i-dive deep, Dre, when it comes to the financial aspect, given na you've worked in a government setup and then when you become a VA, was there any difference? Kaya I think murag kana man jud ang mga question gud sa uban, pila jud ba ang ROI or ni ROI ba ka from your enrollment before on the previous course? Ana gani tapos how was it when it comes to the financial aspect?
Okay. When it comes to being a financial in a financial aspect, sigmoy nga mo ha pag VA kay automatic 6 digits dayon per client. No. Actually, you have to work hard for that. You have to earn that one.
Yeah.
And I would say being a VA, it allows me to earn an income while I'm maintaining the flexible schedule that I always wanted, which
Mm.
has been a really a life changer. And
Mm.
I no longer feel the pressure of traditional 8 to 5 schedule, Miss Ken. And
Mm.
I have more control over my financial future. Like this independence as well, financial independence boosted my confidence and allow me to be a better support to my family in
Wow.
ways that weren't possible before, to be honest. Like even
Mm.
kanang mga pay, na maglisod pa kog pangapi sa una miskin ako'y trabaho kay mahal ang iced coffee, to be honest. Yes, karon kay di man pud sa kuan, pero like honestly speaking, reality speaking, like makaingon na jud ko pugos kung banang "Uy, lami man mga pip pud tag lami pud karon." Uy, kanang random lang gud na days. Murag
Yeah.
it's really even though small lang kay siya, but for me
Yes.
it really like it's a big thing for me na as someone na maglisod og pang milk tea og kape sa una even though I have a job.
Mm.
Okay, of course, I have
Mm.
to prioritize my family's needs, my kids'
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah.
But now, I can be able to spoil them, not on the kanang too much na pud, but uh,
Mm.
in control gyapon. But I'm really happy as to where I am right now.
That's so maka-touch siya 'no, kay while you're actually sharing your story, Jay, even like ako ba going 'di ba sa una kanang naka-remember pa gani ko kanang basta di jud ko kalimot dira sa Jollibee Matina, elementary ko, naga-Jollibee mi sa akong mga classmates ha. I don't know kung ma-remember pa din sa mga classmates before, pero among gina-order is gravy. So nag-order mi gravy para lang jud maka-Jollibee mi makadula mig playground. But right now 'di ba ang Jollibee mura na natugay mong karinderya. So kanang
Yes.
'di ba makaingon jud ka in small little things like even if it's not like humongous good na, I have this and that, but actually kaya man gyud siya. To be honest, kaya gyud siya
Yeah.
kanina industry. But the question there is that how much are you willing to pay? 'Di ba? How much price are you willing to pay? Because as per Andrea, her priority right now is her family. And at least while even if na dili pa niya murag kaya i-full blast gyud
Yeah.
iyang time in the industry, still mas spoil niya iyang family, mas spoil niya iyang self. Ingon pa gani si Dudes dagi, lami ang cappuccino. Oh. Mga pitadods. So 'di ba, murag ka ng naagid siya. And even if like you have right now your because there are a lot of our team members right now, full-time teachers
Yes.
and both private and public schools but working with us and then napagani the interview past episodes. By the way, guys, if you want to see past our episodes, you can watch it on YouTube. So just search the profile na ami ano dira na tanan mga episodes na mo uploaded in our YouTube channel. So one of our like guests before, which actually Gladys, niabot pa gani daw sa point na mas dako pa yung part-time na
Di-
income. Yes, kaysa sa iyahang full-time na pagiging teacher. So, naa jud siya kwarta, guys. Pero kana, sama sa giingon ni Andrea, you really have to work for it. Like, it doesn't, you cannot acquire it overnight. There's really like tons of sacrifices as well, upskilling, and of course, investment on yourself as well. So Dre, with that, I think marag na mention mo that you really see this as a long-term career because people I know actually one of the people who inquire is that gusto daw niya mag-VL while waiting sa iyahang marag opportunity abroad and so on. So pero ikaw Dre, given that you are already in the space and you've seen really like the reality of this industry. So how do you want to see yourself in the next few years and what are your goals for the future?
Okay. Miss Universe, very Miss Universe. Okay, so I mean, I strongly believe that. And of course, I strongly manifest, and I will work hard for this one in the next few years. I'd like to expand, of course, my expertise and focus on specific industries and services. Like, of course, in-house HR and recruitment,
Yeah.
which I am already involved with.
Mhm.
And I see myself growing within the VA industry. Somehow, like, Miss Ken, even mentoring others, I would really be happy to do that one. And
Yes!
yes, others who are looking to make a switch to remote work, yeah, I can definitely sooner or later. And of course,
Very
continue
soonest
building.
na.
Yes. And of course, continue, of course, to build my career while I grow my family. That's the ultimate
Hmm.
goal.
I love that. You are in a space right now because you have really grown yourself and you've really committed into upskilling yourself, always showing up. Therefore, you are in a phase in your life right now wherein you wanted to give value through, giving opportunities to people. And Dre, when it comes to kasi eto, since you are in the recruitment space, Manjud, no? So I know that you are the one who's actually kumbaga, being with our VAs, doing interviews with them, and so on. So, unsang imuhang murag pinaka-advice sa mga tao? I think one of the things that they are really afraid of is the interview. So, unsa imuhang being
Even
the
me.
recruit
Oh, promise.
Be pakulbaan pa day ka, Dre?
Bulbaan ko ko, Miss Ken, to be honest.
So, unsa imong advice, no? Kay daghan mo jud kay kag naapila ng mga interviews gyud.
My advice is be on time
Nice.
and prepare. Like, it really pays to be prepared. Kay, of course, dili ka mag-cram. Murag less ang imong kakulba.
Yeah.
Charot! Coming from me,
Yeah.
jud na. Oh, sige. Oh, less imong kakulba. Kay, let's say, I mean, dili man nato hold ang situation all the time. Let's say,
Yeah.
internet connection problems, audio
Yes.
problems,
Yeah.
video problems. I think on 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 a POV of an HR or a recruitment on
Mm.
interviews, I would really appreciate those who showed up on time
Mm.
and make themselves be presentable
Yeah.
since we are all professionals here.
Yeah.
And the reason why you showed up is you want to upskill or change the level of your game. So that's it.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, very simple, but oftentimes a lot of people are actually neglecting that,
Yes,
especially
exactly,
like
Miss Ken.
being on time. Because imagine, diba? Let's face the fact that being in an interview would really gives you a different level of pressure, or as they say, fear and excitement gives you the same level of experience. So whether you are excited for the role or you are fear you are actually afraid, same level na siya, na kanang najud siya murag kanang
Hulbaan jud mo, whether you like
magbanjud
it or
ka.
not,
Yeah,
promise.
yeah. Even I myself been doing sales for thousands of people already, but every time I jump into, a sales call, there's still a bit of like somehow like gid siya, dili gid siya like comforting. So ganahan ko na imong gingon, very simple but very kanang vital gyud, which is being on time. Because imagine kung dili ka on time, nagkabuang pa ka and all, nauna pa ang client sa mo, di doble ang
And
doble ang kakulba.
if I may to
Sige, go.
add that one, Miss Ken, like it gives you the first, I mean, you give the client the first impression, like, okay, you showed up, you're on time. I mean, it's a plus
Mm.
point for me if I were the client on
Yeah,
my personal perspective. I mean,
exactly.
it also describes you as a person that you are on
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. True. Like first impression lasts.
Yeah.
So you have like that's the you are selling yourself, you are selling your services, your expertise, and that shows a lot. So dapat jud no kana on time talaga. Okay, so last TJ, I'd love to ask you, since this is like the Rockstar VA show, for you, what is the rockstar, or how would you describe a rockstar VA?
To me, being a rock star VA means going above and beyond, not just with my client, but on everything while I maintain the balance of my own life because you are
Oh.
accountable of your own life.
Mm.
And it's also about being reliable, adaptable,
Mm.
and consistently delivering the high quality of work, if I'm going to
Mm.
emphasize. And
Mm.
lastly, a rockstar VA is someone who can handle challenges with grace, grace
Wow.
and poise to be exact.
Wow.
Yes. Stay organized and offer solutions that who knows can make a difference to your client's business.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, contestant number 14, for that beautiful
Yes.
answer. And I totally agree. It's like, you know, if you think that what you have right now is a blessing, you would be a good steward. And being a good steward is like really giving intentional, being intentional. And being intentional is like you showing up excellently. So katutanan mga gi-mention ni Andrea is really like a spot on jud siya, and it's really a must if you are in this space. Like even in other industries actually, but I think most importantly in this because you know you are not in a working space. No one is watching you. The question there is that you have the integrity to be 100% even if no one is watching. Aw, thank you, Char. Nangasaba. Pagpangasaba sa HR ug sa Yeah, so Dre, thank you so much for your story. Thank you so much for the wisdom. Daghan kay pakot, no? Na jud tay mga Andrea 2025. So na tay mga ingana daghan kay tagba content for today's video. But thank you, Dre. Siguro kanina lang since you are part of the core and you know that we have 6X movement,
Yes.
mastermind coaching promoting. So yeah, I'd love to like what's your kumbaga what makes you excited with this new movement that we are actually launching very, very soon?
Maka-speechless actually, to be honest. And I am really excited. I mean, first hand of knowing the perks, of course. My God. And the value of this one. I mean, not speaking with the price or anything. I mean, for me, it's priceless, Miss Ken. I mean, especially on aspiring VAs, like, promise guys, dili jud kabayran kani once you get to experience this one. First hand ko naka-experience with Miss Ken, with the rest of the team, and I can really say that this is something that I would be proud of presenting to you.
Very, very exciting. That being said, Dre, once again, thank you so much for gracing us your story. And we can't wait to learn more from you in our mastermind sessions. And thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Kaya
Miss Ken. Thank you for
Dre.
the opportunity. I am so honored and grateful and manifesting more clients and VAs to come.
Yes, yes, yes,
Six
yes,
digit.
yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you. Bye,
Dre.
everyone.
Hey, hey. And with that, thank you so much, no, sa ato guest for tonight. And guys, if you are inspired by Andrea's story, could you drop a comment on the comment section and, you know, tell us what's your aha moment? What have you learned so far? What's your greatest takeaway with our conversation? As what we promised, this is all about reality of this space. This is all about telling you real stories of real people. And with that, if you are really like thinking to either change career, add more income, or you're looking for a career growth, I am inviting you to you know to be one of us. So if you are actually an existing um an existing VA or freelancer and you wanted to have a community, we actually also do have a community of people who are existing VAs and wanted to be part of our agency. So you can send your application, by the way, in sourcing.theprofile-experts.com. So if you are, these are for those who have, who are existing VAs or existing freelancers, you want more clients this